I'm going to talk about Nottingham Forest unpopular opinions in this video. I've got these opinions off my Twitter, so if you want to be involved in videos like this going forward, and just because you want to follow a high quality, professional, top tier Twitter account in the Rads_23 Twitter account, then make sure you do that. I really want to change my app, but I don't really want to go through all my videos and change the address. I've got 32 comments overall here, so I'm going to go over the best ones. I apologise if you're not involved, but I can't go over everyone. We'll be here quite a while. Will H is starting off strong. Oh my god. Harry Arter would have improved our midfield. I get the impression, just have a small inkling, that the nose emoji may be a giveaway that is outrageous sarcasm. What is the bloke even doing? Like, seriously. I know he's had issues going on in his personal life, but just release him. Johnny Atcliffe has said Shelvey and Wood were terrible signings, and no coincidence we've dropped off since they have come in. Also, 30 signings was far too much. 15 of better quality in the summer and 3 or 4 in January would have been better. Everyone knows and everyone criticises Forest having to sign 30 players. Obviously, a lot of them have actually gone out on loan, so it wasn't really 30, it was about 25. But ultimately, we were in a position where we had to sign so many players. But I do think, even with the injuries we've managed to sustain, we probably could have got away with signing just a few less. Like, what was the point in signing Hwang? He's literally been sold. What was the point in signing Richards when we already had Toffolo and Loddy? You know, it didn't really make any sense. This is a very, very strong take. Ed has said Felipe hasn't been as great as many people make out. Everyone can have their opinion, okay? Like, everyone can have their opinion. But that's outlandish. I'm not saying he's been outstanding for us, but he quite clearly has that quality that so many of the players in our team don't have. The experience he's gained from playing in Champions League matches for most of his career, playing at the high end of La Liga. He commands the back line, and playing with Wall just shows how good he is. I don't think Felipe has been exposed at times. Our entire defence has, especially away from home. But more often than not, Felipe has guided us through so many games. The recruitment overall has been poor. I can agree to a point with that. I think there has been a lot of players we've signed that haven't worked out. I think Nico Williams has been a bit of a disappointment. I'd still keep him around. I wouldn't sell him, but I think he's certainly someone that was hyped up to be really good, and he has kind of struggled at times. Lingard hasn't particularly worked, has he? You know, we've signed players that just haven't played, which obviously we weren't to know, but, you know, Richards, Biancon, it's just unfortunate really with them. But then we look at the likes of Ayer and Wood that have come in and haven't really done much. I do agree to a point, but we've also signed a lot of excellent players as well. You know, Gibbs, White, Henderson, I think Bolly now, hopefully near Carty when he's had a good run of games. You know, people like that. Huffy72 has said the Wolves meme that the club puts out on social medias with Gibbs White with Cubs, totally cringe, unprofessional, and bitters on the backside. Yeah, totally. When I saw it, I thought that's a bit ridiculous, really. Doesn't really make any sense. Just cringe. And yeah, Wolves replied with great vengeance, really. Lee Clark has said, Dennis nowhere near as bad as some folk make out. Kiwate is integral to our midfield, and Willy Bolly is a major reason why our form has dropped off a cliff. I'd have to agree, honestly. I've criticised Dennis a lot. Okay, I hold my hands up. But recent games, he's looked good, and I've always believed he's got it in him. It's just that he hasn't shown it as much as we all wanted him to. And I'm pleased that he's starting to prove people wrong, and I hope he continues to do it. He's a great player. He just needed to have a proper opportunity, I suppose. I mean, he had lots of chances, but I don't know what's going on with him. You know, maybe he had something going on in his personal life, and he's feeling better now, but he's certainly looking better, isn't he? So I agree with that. I'm looking forward to when Kiwate's back. I think we've really missed him in midfield, so I agree with that too. And same goes for Bolly. You know, whether he's going to come back in for near Carter, I don't know, but yeah, I'd agree. Bolly had been crucial before he got injured. Dean Henderson is overrated. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Okay, yeah, his distribution has been a bit weak at times. He's kicked it out to the side of the pitch at times before now, but I wouldn't agree overall. Like, he's kept us in so many games. And so is Navas, but overall, I can't agree with that. It's just my opinion. Osho Jones has said, we haven't really played well all season. The wins we have got, a lot of them have been back to the wall, and we've had huge slices of luck in all of them. That's not a complaint, 17th by a hook or by crook first season. And we build from there. Tell me one game we played well in. I probably would agree with that. Besides the Spurs game, which I think we did play well in throughout the whole of it. To get a draw with Man City was great, but it goes back to the point that we were backed against the wall, good and proper. Leicester, we were lucky that Barnes missed quite a few chances. So, yeah, every other game have been pretty narrow, let's be real. So, yeah, I'd probably go with that too. Serge Aurier for PM. Cooper is a fantastic manager and has done a lot for us and will probably do more in the future. But his tactics, team selections and poor substitutions have held us back massively at times. Yeah, I agree totally. Tactically can be very questionable. Team selections as well, substitutions in particular, Why did he bring Scarpa against Newcastle with moments left? Why against Spurs was Lingard suddenly starting and he just ghosted as we expected? Yeah, there's been some weird moments really. Dom, one of my close mates, has said Dane Murphy flopped. Yeah, not at all in terms of the promotion. I think he played a huge part last season in terms of recruitment and working with Cooper, but clearly something went wrong for him to leave. Apparently, I don't know how true it is, he wanted to hire Jesse March to replace Cooper. So if that is the case, maybe he did flop. But I don't think it's right to say flopped, but it quite clearly didn't go how you expected it to. LJP, Lewis O'Brien is the best signing we've made since the Greeks took over. That's mental. That's a strong opinion, Luke. I'll actually tie in with another comment here. Lewis O'Brien has been very mistreated by us. Was fantastic against West Ham at home and changed the game when he came on against Fulham. Deserved more. Okay, so I totally agree with the fact that he's been mistreated. And for me, start of the season, he was one of my favourite players. And I thought he was one of our best players. And I could never have foreseen him not being included in the squad for the second half of the season and being loaned out to the MLS. Not a chance. But going back to Luke's comment, LJP, yeah, I don't agree with the fact that he's the best signing since the Greeks took over. We've signed a lot of players since the Greeks took over. Counting Jed Spence, Brice Samba, Jimmy Garner, Kieran Davis, even like Joe Lolly, Graben. This is a huge statement that Luke's making here, and ultimately O'Brien has technically been a failure because he's just been loaned out to the MLS. He is way too good for the MLS. I love Lewis O'Brien, and I think we've vastly undertreated him and underused him so many times. A lot of our players in midfield are quite defensively minded. O'Brien gave us that drive and that forward thinking attitude, and I'm gutted that we let him go. I don't even know if he's going to stay with us now next season. I think if we're in the Championship, he probably will. I think if we're in the Premier League, probably not. So it's sad about that. I mean, his loan is going to be a big opportunity for him. But yeah, I'm baffled as to what's happening. Right, final comment. Andre Ayew deserves more time. I think he's been given a fair amount of time, honestly. Like, he did come on against Spurs and miss a penalty. And he started against Newcastle. Didn't do a great amount. I think he's had some moments. He's had a few shots that have been all pretty good. Against Everton in particular, I mean, he had a good shot off the bench. I never think he was going to come in and hit the ground running or do anything too spectacular. I didn't really think we needed him on top of having signed Wood. But ultimately, yeah, I don't entirely agree. I would like to see him continuing to get chances, but I wouldn't say he deserves much more than what he's getting. There's a lot of comments there, and I can't really go over them all. Some of them do actually repeat themselves, so apologies if I haven't included yours, but I enjoy doing that, audience interaction, and it's just great to see what people say about Forest in a slightly controversial way. So if you'd like to see me do more videos like this, or if you just enjoyed in general, then please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to Rads if you're new, and yeah, I look forward to next week when Forest do come back in a crucial game against Wolves. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon, everyone. Thank you.